What's going on, guys? Fighting Game Select is here. We are back, and I am here with jmcrofts. What is good, bro?
Hey, how's it going? Happy to be here as always.
We was here talking about highlights, but we got to talk about the nitty-gritty missions that happened. Not a lot of missions, I will say.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this before the recording, that this list was harder to come up with, for sure. It was easy to come up with good things from this year about fighting games, but I felt like overall it was a good year, but there were some things that stood out. Number one, it's recency biased. I just made a video about this, but the pricing situation in terms of DLC and stuff for fighting games was a little bit out of pocket this year.
Yeah, bro.
Obviously, the Street Fighter 6 thing, $100 to get every costume in the game, $10 minimum to get your first costume. A little bit ridiculous consider, if it's a free-to-play game like League of Legends or something, it's like, okay, that's how they make the money. They gotta sell the costumes. But we already paid $60, and I'm sure most of us already paid $80 or $90 or whatever it is to get the season pass as well. So it's like we gotta pay double what we already paid if we want every costume. I don't know, man. Kind of a nightmare.
I think it's crazy too, because for Capcom, for example, you buy like the Ultimate Edition, and like you'll think like, oh man, I also get like the DLC costumes.
You would hope.
No, they're also separate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, what am I buying the Ultimate Edition for if I don't get the costume? And isn't it crazy that like in SF5 you could just buy SF5, what was it called, like Championship Edition or whatever, and you just got every costume in the game?
Yep, for $30.
Yeah, that feels like an impossible world now. Now it's like, you pay $30 to get like 3 costumes now. Enjoy that.
Shoot, 3, you mean 2, bro.
Yeah, pretty much. And obviously with Mortal Kombat, this was a big talking point as well. They're selling those fatalities for big money, man.
Well, that's a strong number 1, man.
Yeah. What do you got though?
I feel like I have to match that energy, my brother.
Okay.
So the match I'm gonna do is PC ports are just coming out as just like some ports for just games in general is just not that great. And I gotta say, man, MK1, when some of the combos didn't even work on the PC version, or like the damage was different on the PC version, I thought that, in my opinion, is a big miss. That was rough.
It's crazy, right? Like, it feels like we've gone back in time. Like, doesn't it feel like there was a period where the PC ports were coming out perfect, or like as good as console version?
Yeah, dude. I remember PC port was like that godsend.
Yeah, seriously.
Now it's like, bro, you gotta roll the dice. Like
we're back in like 2005. Back then, PC ports of every game were terrible.
Yeah,
but I don't expect it now in 2023.
Yeah, I don't expect it either, especially from AAA, like big companies like this, bro. You'll think like the testers will be like, we'll see something.
MK11 have crossplay?
It did.
And now MK1 doesn't. So
no, it does not.
Like, what's that about too? Like, I don't know.
And then the thing is about it, I remember like Ebu making like a tweet like, "Yo, there are 3 things you guys want to see first. Which one of it? And why was crossplay up there? that should have been in the game." You spent $70. That's $70.
Yeah, a little bit crazy. Yeah, I think I like the game. I think it's a step up from MK11 in a lot of ways, but there are also some real head scratchers about that game too.
I scratched my head so much, bro. I'm losing here.
Bro, you're gonna look like me soon. Watch out.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, well, if you're talking about PC versions not working, I'm gonna talk about PC versions maybe working a little too well. That's gonna be people cracking the game and getting that secret grind session in before the game comes out, while everyone else is still not able to play the game. And I let me just loop into this also. While I'm complaining, I don't think that they should do closed betas for the game, because it's so bad that like there are people who are like getting time to grind, and then there are people who just by sheer chance don't get the opportunity for games that were planned for $2 million, So yeah, I don't think they should do closed betas in the first place, but also the fact that now we have the secret closed beta that you can keep playing afterwards if you're willing to kind of skirt the law.
Look, you can say the C word in this channel. You can say the C word, bro. If you want to say
I don't know, like I don't know if this is just inevitable, if it's actually impossible for them to do a PC beta without it being cracked, or if, you know, I don't want to like be too critical here, but we know that fighting game companies have been behind other genres in a lot of ways when it comes to tech and stuff like that. So maybe they just need to figure out their security. I don't know, man. And like when a game first comes out, outside of tournaments, but just talking about online and like playing in general, when a game first comes out, that's supposed to be such a fun time because you're all figuring stuff out together. You know, you're learning new tech all the time. So when the game comes out and there's already like this population of players who they've been in training mode grinding their combos because there's nothing else to do in the crack, you know, like that, to me, it just kind of makes things a little less fun.
And shoot my shot on my number 2, man. And this is the thing that nobody really talks about, bro. KOF 13, the global release, I think was the biggest miss. Everybody bought the Steam version. You know, people supported it despite the netcode was definitely not it. And, you know, people played Parsec during the pandemic. SNK randomly was like, yo, man, we're going to make a global version, quote unquote global. You know, when you hear the word global, you're thinking like, oh, it's going to be everywhere, right? It is. It is only on PlayStation. And not only that it's only on PlayStation, that is like very, very buggy in a lot of ways. And like, you can't find people. I think that was the biggest miss from like one of their best KOF games that people, you know, talk about very highly of. Like, you know, this was like a cool, I think in my opinion, it was like a cool thing that KOF 13 is getting rolled back and like, you know, be able to be played. And like, nobody even talks about it.
Yeah, it is crazy. Like, I remember people being so hyped, like, yo, KOF 13 rollback, and then just dead. Like, nobody talked about it. Because the thing is, I think for the really big games, like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, those can be big on console. But for the more niche games, like PC is just the place where people go for the more obscure fighting games, you know? Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got my final one here, my final miss. This is going to be a little bit general, but I have some things that I can narrow down here. I'm going to say the state of offline tournaments in general.
Oh, so, I like this.
I think the big one that stuck out to me was CPT. Like, I understand that they want this mix of online and offline, but I think that first of all, there's too many online tournaments. They start to become really meaningless, where it's like, oh, this is like the millionth World Warrior that I've seen. You know, it's hard to tell the tournaments apart. It's confusing, and there's just not that much hype. You know,
it sucks.
Back in the day when there would be, you know, like whatever 8 majors a year, and that's where like the points would be for the tour, you know, it would be so hype. It's like, bro, who's gonna win, you know, SoCal regionals this year or whatever? That tournament doesn't exist anymore.
No.
And all kinds of tournaments are going away, and I understand that, you know, there's still an ongoing pandemic, and we were all hit so hard by the pandemic during its peak. Also, like, prices of everything are going up. There's inflation, so it's really, really hard to make offline tournaments work. I understand it's a massive challenge, but it's just such a bummer that it just feels like kind of the golden era of offline is over. Now it's just, you got your weeklies and you got like 3 majors a year, you know, and there's basically nothing in between.
Yeah, there's no like excitement, no progression, no build up. It's just like, yo, see you next year after the 3rd one. And you know, honestly, I feel like after Evo, that's it. Like UFA matters to me. You know, like all these, like France matters to me. Like even, you know, Brazil having like a Strive qualifier, I thought that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, things like that. But like, you know, at a Grammar scheme, I feel like it didn't really matter as much.
Yeah, I you know, it's kind of hard for me to separate like when are things actually getting worse and when am I just like nostalgic for the days of yore? Like, but to me, it's just like so many tournaments felt more important 10 years ago, you know?
It did. All right, so my last and final one, man, and like we're in a golden era. You know who's doing worse than SNK right now, bro? Fighting game Twitter, bro. Fighting game Twitter. is absolutely terrible, bro. Terrible. The worst thing that can happen, majority of the games that we're playing, and I have to say this particular majority, is that we have crossplay, we have good netcode, and not only all of that, but like most games have like a big tour like behind it, right? Yeah. So there's some type of excitement, and Twitter is like, yo, LOL, Drive Rush, LOL, 6XL, blah blah blah, like Rage Drive, blah blah blah, like just Kalau. Everybody, I just feel like everybody is just trying to like find something to like complain about when we didn't even have none of this to begin with. And I told people, I said, look, man, once people, start saying like, yo, this game has a rollback, people are gonna be like hype. But then once all the games get rollback, people are gonna start complaining. When's crossplay? Then we get crossplay, and I'm like, people are gonna be like, up, game sucks. So now all the stuff that we finally got, people are just like, up, now the game sucks.
Yeah, there's that thing where people are like, oh, the people will always say that the new game is bad and the previous version was better. And I was like, there's no way that's gonna happen with SF5, because SF5 was, people talk smack on that game so much. You couldn't even, like, Brian F couldn't even upload SF5 videos without 10 million people in the replies like, bro, play a different game. Why are you playing SF5? This is trash. And so there's no way that this is going to happen with 5, right? But sure enough, SF6, after it was out for 2 or 3 months, people started being like, man, this game's random. SF5 was so much more skillful. Did you even see, there was a tweet that was like, bro, I miss Crush Counter.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Everyone was complaining about Crush Counters for like 5 years straight.
That was crazy, bro. And then I was watching like some gameplay, like some people randomly just started playing like Salk and like Laura, and they were just doing combos. I'm like, bro, this game does not look fun to watch.
Yeah. It's just so, and like I remember this happening with SF4, where like, since that was my first competitive game, I was like so in love with it. I was like, oh, this game is sick. But so many existing FGC people are like, nah, SF4 sucks. SF4 is trash. The game's not fun. Play Third Strike, as we would call it, Sleep Fighter Bore.
Yeah.
But then SF5 comes out and everyone's like, bro, SF4 was peak. Bring back SF4, man. SF5 is so trash compared to 4. It just keeps happening.
I don't know how people can resort back to that. It is not that bad, bro. Granblue came out, people are just like, oh man, 6XL so broken, blah blah blah, this is that. And I'm just like, bro, like the game, like it just came out, like we don't know how to stop it yet. Like
yeah. Okay, I have a question for you while we're talking about Twitter. It's about to be the new year. It's about to be, January 2024 coming up. Do you think by January 2025, do you think around a year from today, will Twitter still exist? Because I think it might not.
I don't think it's gonna last.
I agree. I think Twitter might be gone by 2025. They are broke.
Have you been following like the conversations that people have been asking Elon Musk?
Wait, what about the advertisers?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the the only ads I see on Twitter anymore are for like scams and
it's crazy, dude. It's scams took over the Twitter.
And any tweet you post, you get like 5 replies that are
bots,
they're like, hey, looking for a good time, handsome.
Yeah.
Bro, Twitter. We might not have to worry about this for too much longer. We'll see.
We're gonna come to the climax for this episode, man. Thanks for having me. Thanks for you coming through.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. But yeah, anyways, man, where can they find you, bro?
YouTube.com/jmcrofts. That's the place. Thank you guys for watching Fighting Game Select.
Yeah, man. So you're not looking for a good time, Hansel?
Oh my god. What's that one girl's name? I swear it's always the same girl in like every reply.
Yeah, on that note, man, thank you guys so much, man. Let me know in the comment section below, how do you guys feel about this? And what misses do you guys think that was a big loss for fighting games this year? You guys let me know in the comment section below, and we'll be seeing you guys next time on the next episode. See you later.